Hello, friends. Thanks for joining me here on Snips by Kelly for a little coffee talk. Hello there. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Snips by Kelly. I'm Kelly, and I thought we could have a little coffee talk. So I am kind of one of those paper crafters that has creative blinders on. It's all about the creating, and I do tons and tons of process videos, and I forget sometimes that maybe people would love to sit down and have a little chat. So grab a cup of coffee, tea, spinach smoothie, anything, pick your poison, and let's have a quick little chat about where I've been, why I took the leap of faith to Stampin' Up, what I've discovered about myself and about Stampin' Up since crossing over to Stampin' Up 5 months ago, some of the creations that I've made, and what all of this means for me today. So thanks for letting me share a little bit of that story, and I hope somewhere in my story is some inspiration for many of you. So I am, if you don't know, from a ranch, a very, very rural ranch in the middle of South Dakota, and I mean rural. And sometimes, though it's a beautiful and wonderful life, it can be isolating to be in the middle of nowhere. So years and years ago, I sought out paper crafting more as a means of being social and to fill up my creative cup. My mother, God rest her soul, was a very creative person. I come from a long line of creativity, and my grandmother was a writer, an avid writer, and an inventor. My mother did those things that some of you might remember, and I'm probably dating myself to talk about this, but she did latch hook, macrame, she did pottery, oil painting, all of those things that maybe some of you might remember your mothers doing. And she always felt that creativity was an expression of self, and that you should always be a lifelong learner, that no matter your age, that you should be excited about something. You should be excited to learn something. She was always reading and learning. And though she was very ill for the majority of my adult life prior to her passing, all of those early years and those impressionable years were filled with her creations and her creating. And I think I got the bug, and I began paper crafting years and years ago, and really became an avid paper crafter when my children were in high school. I have 3 grown children, 8 grandchildren, and I've been an empty nester for almost 15 years now. And I would attend crops that were about 100 miles away from our rural ranch, and I would attend those crops every single weekend. And unfortunately, the owner of the store, the scrapbooking store that had those crops, retired. And all of us that would go to these monthly crops and fill up our creative cups, fill up our friendship cups, fill up our need for being social and to laugh and to create, felt a huge hole. I was introduced then back in 2015 to Close to My Heart. Many of you are watching me from the Close to My Heart side. Many of you were from the Stampin' Up side or from other creative companies, but I was introduced to Close to My Heart, and I joined Close to My Heart in 2015 as an avid crafter, as a hobbyist, and a person who simply wanted to be able to continue to get products since my scrapbooking store closed. I was heartbroken, and I really wanted to keep my paper crafting community together. Well, fast forward 2 years of being a hobbyist, and I started doing Close to My Heart kits, scrapbooking workshop kits. Each workshop kit would create 6 pages, and then I would have a little bag of leftovers, and I would set those leftovers aside because what? Just like all of you, I'm going to do something with those someday. And I would set those aside, and then by the end of 2 years, I had all of these bags of leftovers. I had the beautiful pages that I created from the kits, loved every single thing about them, but I had these leftovers. So I decided to make it a game and say, you know what? I'm going to create every single thing I can with these leftovers. And so I would continue to go to crops and I would create with these leftovers. Other people would see what I was doing and they would say, I have those same leftovers. I want to create what you're creating with your leftovers too. So I started to send my masters across the state. I would say, just take them and copy them and then send them back to me or give them back to me at the next crop. I would write dimensions down on napkins. I would, some people would take photos of them. And then eventually I would get all of these layouts that I had created at these crops back about a year later. And I was like, I forgot I even made that. And at that point I said, you know what? I'm going to start making guides. I'm going to write these measurements down and share my guides just among friends, just among paper crafting friends. Well, after joining Close to My Heart, I discovered this incredible community of family, people who thought like I thought, people who loved what I loved. And I'm like, what? Where did these people come from and where have they been my whole life? And when I signed up for Close to My Heart, I said to my upline, her name was Susan, and I said, don't ever talk to me about selling. I'm not a seller. I'm a full-time speech pathologist. I do not want to sell product. I just want to get wonderful, beautiful product to use for myself as a discount. And she said, Scout's honor, I will never put pressure on you to sell or to do anything more than what you want to do. And she stuck to her words. She never did. Well, what ended up happening is there was lots of Close to My Heart demonstrators, we were called makers, who wanted to do those same workshops as well, who also had those same leftovers as well. And I began sharing my guides, both free and selling my guides to other makers throughout the entire country, the United States and outside of the United States. And my world opened up. It became such a joy. And I began doing workshops and doing events and having fun with paper crafters all over the United States and outside of the United States. And it filled up my need for social. It filled up my creative cup, and call me crazy, but I am a firm believer that every time we create, I think research shows that it releases endorphins in our brain and in our body that makes us feel happy. And that was my happy space, my happy hobby, to be able to express myself. Yes, I'm a believer in memory keeping. I'm an absolute 100% personal scrapbooker. I am the keeper of my family memories, but even as important was the process of creating. It fills me up. Even if I don't actually get photos all the time on those pages, the process of starting and finishing something that is creative, that makes me feel happy, is very, very important to me. So fast forward, fast forwarding years later, 9 years later, and Close to My Heart, building a business, building a community, making so many friends over the course of those 9 years, absolutely being blessed with so many things, trips and incentives and all of these things. And then we get the announcement in March of 2024 that Close to My Heart is closing. And I was absolutely devastated, absolutely heartbroken, absolutely devastated, absolutely thought that my world as I knew it was going to be over. Let me take a drink of coffee here. As dramatic as that sounds, so many people from Close to My Heart had invested a lifetime. I was lucky, 9 years. Many Close to My Heart demonstrators were 30-year veterans. Yes, they had spent their whole lives raising children with Close to My Heart. So what to do? I ended up attending an event hosted by Stampin Up. And I went to Stampin' Up! In March, and quite a few of the leaders were able to go to Stampin' Up! In March of 2024 and hear what Stampin' Up! Had to say and why they thought that we should come over to Stampin' Up! And they were pitching to us that they were wanting and desired and had the motivation to build a 12 by 12 scrapbooking program of their own. At the time, looking at the offerings, as beautiful as they are, and as much of a variety of items that Stampin' Up! Had that I loved, they were lacking that core 12 by 12 memory keeping line. Talking with lots of other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, I knew that they wanted this too. And I really didn't know where this was going to lead, but there was something deep inside of me that said I needed to take a leap of faith. I needed to trust the CEO of our company, close to my heart, that she knew the path, that she found someone who wanted us, and not only wanted us, but they were going to give blood, sweat, and tears for us. They were going to work double time, triple time, quadruple time to implement a 12 by 12 scrapbooking program. And if you've been following, you know that we now have had the launch of 4 brand new scrapbooking workshop kits. I've watched the progression as things are getting better and better and better. We're getting more and more. And they said, have faith in us and be patient with us. It's not going to happen overnight, but we are committed to developing a 12 by 12 scrapbooking program for you. And I took that leap of faith. I didn't know, I had doubt, I had fear, I was grieving, I had a lot of sorrow, but I said, you know what? I'm going to say the same thing I said when I started close to my heart. I'm going to see where it takes me. I'm going to follow my instinct, follow my gut, and see where it has led me. And I jumped into Stampin' Up! Prior to them having 12 by 12 scrapbooking materials available, and I was able to make beautiful creations with them, many of them that I've shared right here on this channel. And we're going to take a look at some of those, and then I want to talk a little bit about what I discovered. Let's take a walk over to the scrap table and let's take a look at some of those things that I've been able to create since joining Stampin' Up! Here we go. I had no idea what to grab. So in the last 5 months, I have created so much between the close to my heart Stampin' Up! Bridge product and the straight Stampin' Up! Product and all of the new things. So I just grabbed a huge random stack so I could do an artwork share and just take a little walk down memory lane of my first 5 months in Stampin' Up! All right, so I'm not going to talk a lot about each one. I'm just going to let you look. I'm going to let you take a peek. And many of these have process videos. Some of them do not. So it just kind of depends, you know. So we can take a look. And I've had so much fun. Literally, I've had so much fun. I'm going to get this a little bigger for you. There we go. So much fun. I'm so impressed with the company itself. I'm so impressed with the progression of their scrapbooking program. It can't be an easy undertaking. It absolutely had to be, very tough for them to switch gears mid-year and to take on all of the close to my heart demonstrators or makers as we were called back then. And I'm so appreciative that they did. I'm so looking forward to meeting many more people over the course of this next year in the company to be able to take in some of their events. And I'm so excited about the recent drop of all of the scrapbooking workshops as well. I've loved every bit of it. So much fun. Sometimes I am amazed about how much diversity. So what I love about Stampin' Up's variety of products, that everything isn't cookie cutter anymore, that there's so many combinations of things that you could put together that no two makers, demonstrators have to use the exact same product. You can mix, you can match, and you can match things that are straight DSP with all different kinds of dies and stamps. You're not limited to just one kit or one collection. There's so many things that you can add with each other, and I've loved seeing every demonstrator's creative take. They're using combinations of things that I never ever would have thought of myself, and I'm just having so much fun seeing the different creative things that come out of that choice of that much product. So much product to choose from. And I love that we have so many opportunities coming ahead, opportunities for paper crafters. I just finished a huge Create Weekend where we created with the Seasons of Green and Gold collection, 250 paper crafters in my group. We had so much fun creating together and using that gorgeous collection. I love that Stampin' Up! Has so many things that are available for an entire year, and it makes me so happy to be able to draw from those things and make creations and know that many of those things are still going to be there. I am really happy about that. We left close to my heart with a bit of a crunch. Everyone scrambling to grab their favorite things, not knowing if we were going to have the things that we really wanted to have. And we've been pleasantly surprised with all of the additions to Stampin' Up! Aren't we doing good? Are you loving? Please shoot me a comment and tell me if you're loving what you're seeing from Stampin' Up! Demonstrators out there on YouTube and Facebook. Are you just loving their creations? Have you been surprised by anything? I am in awe of, I think there's a very bare bones principle in creating. Give us things to put in our hands and we will create with them. It's still paper, it's still accessories, it's still bling, it's still all the things. It may be made a little bit differently, it may be packaged a little bit differently, but put those things in all of these creative demonstrators' hands, and customers alike. Customers have done so many incredible things, and I am blown away by the artwork that's been created with all of the products in this company. Just blown away. Some of the layouts that I'm showing you are with Bridge product, the product that Stampin' Up! Purchased from Close to My Heart, and many of the layouts are created directly with Stampin' Up! Product. So I have a huge mix, and they're in no particular order. Just a huge mix of product. And you can pause if you want to. I'm trying to keep my hands out of there. If you want to take screenshots of anything, if there's anything that inspires you to be able to create a similar layout. And like I said, many of these layouts do have process videos. There's a lot of them that don't, but there's a lot of them that do, that you can check out on my channel. Whoops, I've got a little stowaway here that's not supposed to be there. I don't know how many I grabbed. Let me know. Am I getting too many? I was like trying hard to narrow it down, and I just kept grabbing stacks, and I'm like, I don't know how many they're going to want to see. I don't know if, but if you're like me, I just love to look at someone else's artwork. I just love to see what all they've done and see the combinations of everything that they've created. So I don't get tired of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't get tired of seeing art. You can always fast forward. And I'm going to talk to you at the end here about where I've come in my line of thinking, how I feel about Stampin' Up! Now, and also about an opportunity that's available to all of you out there. So I hope you'll stay tuned after the artwork, and we'll have just a tiny bit more coffee talk I think it would be great to finish our conversation, and I appreciate you hanging with me. It isn't too often that I just get to come by and chit chat. Like I said, I'm usually on a mission, a create mission, and I just want to create. And I'm actually working on some more process videos right now. This big, huge season of Green and Gold weekend about did me in. So I'm ready to get back into a normal routine. It is always so much work, but so worth it to bring all of those paper crafters together. So many creative people in one space that I absolutely loved it and had a complete blast. You're going to recognize tons of Stampin' Up DSP that wasn't specifically designed for scrapbooking, but as you can see, what do you think? Do you think that we've done okay with the materials and supplies that we've been given? I sure do. I think we've done well. Like I said, put the clay in the hands of those that love to do this kind of thing, and you get wonderful creations. Wonderful, wonderful creations. Still going. I probably picked way too many, so I apologize if I have way too many creations to share, but this isn't even a smidge or a portion of all the things that I've created in the last 5 months with Stampin' Up. There's so much more, but I did want to share and show you how it's turned out. How did life turn out after the scary decision to move forward with Stampin' Up after Close to My Heart closed? It has just been one of those things where you take a leap of faith and you don't know where it's going to lead, and you wake up 5 months later and you're thinking, we've come a long way, baby. We've come a long way. It was a very scary road. It's still a bit unknown, isn't it? It's still all new territory. I feel like a grasshopper. I feel like just learning Stampin' Up's, learning all about their products, learning about just everything. It's a whole new ball game, and I've really enjoyed being a student. But you know, it can be uncomfortable too. Like, it's wonderful and amazing to be a student, but it's kind of uncomfortable to be pushed out of your usual comfort zone. But in my experience in life, when you step outside of the box that you're used to being, usually when you come out on the other side, there's a massive amount of growth, a massive amount. So we are. So I hope you're enjoying. We're getting close to the bottom. I'll show a few cards as well. I don't want to just show scrapbooking pages, although most of you know that that's my thing. That's my jam, but I'll definitely show a few of the cards that I've created along the way as well. We're getting super close. This collection here is part of the Green and Gold collection that I just completed, the long weekend event where we created 20 pages with this set, and we had so much fun. And this is another one of those sets that's available throughout the lifespan. It's being reordered. It's been reordered several times, which I think is amazing. That way, if people discover the collection late, they can still create with those things. Let's grab just a few cards from back here. I'll just grab a few. I won't grab too many. It's getting probably long. So sorry here. I buried them with my pages. So just quickly thumb through a few that I made with both Bridge product and with Stampin' Up product. is hard to know what to grab. Really, really hard. All right, we're getting really close, and we'll head back over and finish our coffee and finish our coffee talk and talk a little bit about the opportunity that has arisen for all of you to participate in and how I'm feeling about Stampin' Up! Now. Thank you so much for letting me share just a few of my creations that I've created in Stampin' Up! Let's head on over to the table. So what do you think? Myself, as well as many other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators and close to my heart crossover demonstrators, have we done a good job? Have we found some beautiful, amazing papers and embellishments and bling and all kinds of things like that to be able to create with? What did I discover? I said I was going to talk about what I discovered. I discovered that having faith and trusting your instinct and taking a walk of faith and having that attitude of success has paid off. I am so happy with my decision to come over to Stampin' Up! I've not only been able to maintain my paper crafting community that I had prior to coming to Stampin' Up!, which was my number one concern, was keeping my paper crafting family together. We had built years growing and learning and being together and close to my heart, and that's the part I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to lose the friendships. I didn't want to lose that community, and I was able to maintain that community, and guess what? It has gotten bigger. It has expanded. I have met so many amazing people in Stampin' Up! And people that I would have never met otherwise. And I think that it is proof positive when you just go muck around on YouTube and take a look at what demonstrators are doing. Amazing, incredible things with bridge product from close to my heart, crossover product, like I said, bridge product from close to my heart, straightforward Stampin' Up! Product, and then brand new Stampin' Up! Product that they're launching almost weekly and monthly, and there's so much more to come. So I learned that no matter what the paper, what the bling, what the accessories, that people have a desire to keep their paper crafting community together. They want to do that to be social, have a sense of belonging, create, be in their happy space, and be the keeper of their memories. That it doesn't matter how you do that. What matters is that you do that you find a community to belong, and you create and find a way to express yourself and fill up your creative cup and your friendship cup. And I'm so happy that I have done this, and I hope that you're happy too. I hope that all of you have discovered a whole new world that gives you the best of both. You still have all of the amazing products that you had in Stampin' Up! Originally, and now you have so many more new and wonderful things to be able to continue to be the keeper of your family's memories. So I am the proud leader of the snapshots. So the next and last final thing that I was going to cover today was, what does this mean today? It means today that I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to love the wonderful and amazing products that Stampin' Up! Has given us, but I also am going to be afforded many more opportunities. I have an amazing team called the Snapshots, and we are like a small town. Yes, I'm from the middle of nowhere, but I feel like my Snapshots team comes together from all over the United States, and we are like a loving little small town. I absolutely love my team, encouraging. They are inspiring. They are creative. They are loving. I absolutely love them. And I am here to invite you to become a Snapshot. Our Snapshots team is really filled with those people that are hobbyist demonstrators, and Stampin' Up! Was founded on hobbyists, right? Those people that just love to be in the know. They love to get their hands on the product first. They love to get a discount on that product. They love to just be around creative people, or those people that just want a place to belong and to be with like-minded people. There is also also business opportunities too. So if you are a business-minded person who just wants to fund your fun, or maybe you do want to make it your business, there is room for all kinds of kinds, every kind of kind. And in our Snapshots team, we have bi-monthly meetings as a group. We have creative challenges for hobbyists. We have business challenges for business-minded. We share, we encourage, we have acknowledgments, and I share with my team all of those things that I create as well. My guides and my sketches and all of those things that I create for my workshops are readily available to my Snapshots team. And we're always looking for those who want to join, and we have a community that will welcome you with open arms. There just so happens to be an amazing special launching tomorrow from October 1st to October 31st that is an incredible kit special where you can sign up for $99 and you get $155 worth of product. And I'm just here to say thank you for listening to my story, and just know you have a home to come to. We would love you on the Snapshots team, and I'll link down below all of the details that you need to know to check out the opportunity that Stampin' Up! Has given us to become a demonstrator. We would love you. Keep on following, keep sharing the love of paper crafting with me, and I hope that it was okay with all of you that I shared my personal story, and I would love to hear yours, whether you decide to cross over and try the other side of creating as a demonstrator, or whether you just decide to share the love of paper crafting or continue to share the love of paper crafting with me through watching my YouTube and following me out on social media. I would absolutely love to hear from you and to hear your paper crafting story. Thank you so much for spending the time with me today. Have a good one, everybody, and happy scrapping. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. I would so love to have you on the Snapshots team. You can check out how you can do that and how you can join October 1st through 31st right here in the description.